Okay, so welcome. Welcome to the live stream, boys and girls. How are you doing? Great evening. Okay, so welcome back to Enlightened Trading. I'm your host Conrad, and today with a quick live stream, I will talk about some key things I'm currently looking at on the Bitcoin chart. What I think is most probable playing out over the next few hours. Of course, I will also upload a whole video, most likely tomorrow, so you can of course also stay tuned for that. And yeah, of course, leave a like down below. Let me know what all cons you would like me to cover in the chat, so I can take a look at them and, maybe help you out with some analysis. Okay, as I said, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, of course, I really appreciate it. Please help me get to 100 subscribers. I would, of course, very appreciate it, and hope you help me out on that one. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay, and without further ado, let's get into today's video. So, what am I looking at here on the price? You can see we are still forming this wedging formation, and what is pretty interesting is that if I go to the Bitcoin Euro and look at it on the 4-hour chart, then you can clearly see that we actually, I will delete some of these lines and also my TA indicator sequential, so that we actually did not break below the prior low. Right, let me just do a brush. So we had a low, or with an all-time high, right at here on the euro it was at 34,000, and then we dropped all the way down to 22,000 euros, and then our next low did not go below the prior low. So you can clearly see it right here. It did not go below it. It stopped at 23, and this was at mid 22. So, and compared to Bitcoin, you can also clearly see that on the Bitcoin USD chart, we had our low right here, and we went at a lower low on the next one. So this is clearly more bearish than the prior Bitcoin Euro chart, which is very interesting because Bitcoin USD chart is not the only one to look at, in my opinion. Of course, it is most likely the most traded one, but still, in my opinion, it's very important to take more things into your analysis. And for example, by doing this, excuse me, I have some sounds showing up in the background. Okay. So right. Okay, so as I said, we are still in this wedging formation here on the Bitcoin Euro, and I'm currently looking at this falling wedge, which is playing out. I will take a look at it actually on the Bitcoin USD chart. Then you can see that we actually are breaking current resistance. We have resistance right at 32,950 about, but let's say 33,000, basically where we currently are at. We have some pretty critical resistance, and our next target is right at the downwards sloping trend line, which is sitting at 33,340-ish. So this is our next target, and I of course can mark it for you. There you have it. This is our current target. Of course, this price level decreases the longer we decide to consolidate below this current resistance line. So you can also see we have lower highs here every time on the Bitcoin chart, and this is very important to actually break this downward trend in order to have another bullish uptrend started in the short and midterm, our next important target is right at this current resistance. I will actually use my magnet tool for this. At 34,700 dollars is our next resistance area, and actually, in my opinion, one of the most important, because this will then dictate that we possibly are about to form a trend change and move back to all-time highs over the next few days and weeks. If we really see a break above $34,750, this is then a key resistance area. So we have a current resistance cluster between 33,000 and 33,400 ish. I will mark it red for you, and afterwards we have our next resistance line, which is, as I said, I think you should adjust it actually. So I'm going to adjust it a little bit, which is sitting at 34,800. This is then our next target. These two lines, if we break above them, I'm very bullish and intermediate and long term on Bitcoin, because I think once we decided we have finished our correction here, we will move back to all-time highs and afterwards most likely never return to current prices. And yes, you might not have it heard it first, but I'm of the opinion that if we break, or if we decide to finish this correction, which is currently at 31%, we will never return to these prices. Yes, this is my outlook for Bitcoin. And of course I will cover this as well in my future videos, so definitely stay tuned until then. For now, let's hit the comment section. Let me know what altcoins you would like me to cover, what topics you would like me to talk about, how is all of the things going on in, or how are the things regarding the current movement in the stock market. For example, the Reddit drama, pumping and dumping, made these major stocks which already have such big short positions. For example, I think it was BlackBerry, Nokia, of course, GameStop, the big leader. Okay, I won't be long on today. Just a quick live stream to just to bring up what I want to say, but I basically already said it. I'm in a long position on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also in a small long position on Litecoin as well. I see a lot of potential in it. I will just hold these trades for now. They do not even have stop losses, which I usually have, but in this scenario, their liquidation point on Ethereum is non-existent, and on Bitcoin, my liquidation point is at $5,300. And if we break into this vicinity, I'm very happy with giving up on Bitcoin for the future. But since I do not think that will happen, this is basically just a position trade, meaning I will hold those for at least a few weeks, 2 months, even dependent, of course, upon how I look at the chart and if I decide to take some profit or add to those. But until then, I will just ride these positions to the upside because we are in a bull market. Yes. So these are my trades. I initiated a few long positions. I added all the way down here. I added all the way down here. I bought into $29,000 range, but I also bought in the $30,000 range, and my average is right at 31,500-ish. So I'm very confident with this long, and my Ethereum trade is also now approximately a break even, but a little bit in profit. I also added all the way down here in this downtrend on Ethereum. Which is also, of course, a very nice looking chart, and we can definitely take a quick look at Ethereum. ETHBTC? Sure, okay, let's skip Ethereum for now, and we'll jump into ADA real quick. So Cardano, how is it doing? Let me give the daily chart first. This is ETHBTC. Let's just mark the very important lines we are looking at, and you can already see possibly what I'm trying to do here. So I mean, look at it, this is just perfect. ETHBTC giving you resistance and perfectly, almost perfectly coming back down to it. So the longer term chart, looking at the weekly, and I will activate my TI indicator sequential as well. So TI indicator being bullish on ADA. Yes, very bullish on ADA. Currently at resistance, very key resistance. Let me just actually move it like this. So key resistance at about 40 cents, 0.5 cents on ETHBTC. So this is critical resistance. We are consolidating below it. We are very nicely consolidating below it. I very much like this chart. This looks extremely bullish to me. We have something similar, or something looking like there you are, like a descending triangle here, looking pretty clean, looking very nice here on ADA. So what are my targets for ADA? You also could be using a trend line, which works nicely. So we have current resistance at ETHBTC sitting at 35.3 cents, and afterwards our next target is 37 cents, which is critical in order to change the 4-hour trend. Once we break 37.4 cents, and once we break the next important target, which is right at 40 cents, I really think ADA has the potential to move up strongly over the next few days and possibly weeks. Since this consolidation, you can see, for example, here on the RSI, we are cooling off nicely. The RSI gives us much more space in order to pump back up, and this consolidation is actually much more to the side, for example right here, than on the RSI. We are actually dropping and making, you can clearly see that if I use my drawing tool, because you can see we make lower lows every time and lower highs on the RSI, but yet if I go to the chart, actually you can see how we clearly make higher lows every time. So critical support currently forming at 29.7 cents. Actually 29.8 probably. But I think ADA/USD has potential to really rally to the upside once we see a move into the 40 cent range. Yeah, looking strong. Okay, let's jump back to Ethereum, which I wanted to talk about. Ethereum, I will actually use my usual outlook for this. I will deactivate Matiti sequential. Okay. Oh, this is Earn Finance. I thought of a weird looking Ethereum chart. Okay. Too many lines, too many lines. Please delete those, delete those. Okay, so Ethereum, as you can see, a very nice looking chart. I really like this ascending channel actually, even though these might be considered bearish, since they are a corrective way to move upwards, but still they are moving upwards, which is kind of a bullish scenario in my opinion. And you can see how we have these ascending channels here on Ethereum, and then we break higher actually. So I will use the 12-hour chart for clarity. You can see how we have these ascending channels with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sort of a allied wave pattern, and then we pump back up. So we would expect three touches on the upside and 3 to 2 touches on the bottom, and then we break upwards actually and have a huge rally. So on Ethereum we could experience something very similar, where we have this ascending channel, higher lows every time and higher highs every time, and we are currently, or we recently broke to all-time highs and probably will again. And I think I actually called for this Ethereum pattern to not break all the way down into the $1,000 range. I thought we would probably bounce somewhere in this midsection, and you can see how we nicely bounced off this horizontal support at $1,200, and since then moved up, I think like 12%, 14% more, 13%, and we are now currently at like 12%. So Ethereum, very nice gains here, and also you can see this ascending channel forming, and in this ascending channel, if I go to the hourly chart, and you can see how we have this descending channel once again with a few impulses moving along the bottom line and along the top line as well, and afterwards, and after breaking out of it and actually forming something like an ascending triangle here, we then broke out of it and are now currently consolidating like Ethereum likes to do, which is not necessarily in a pennant way, which would be considered something like this, where you have lower highs and higher lows, but more like these descending parallel channels like we have right here, where Ethereum likes to fake out the bullish or at least the buying pressure by moving just slightly below support in order to create a fake out and shake out weak hands and bad traders. So we have these bearish, and I mean not bearish but bull flags, I meant to say, and I think this has the potential to move back to 14,200, where the prior all-time high was. But if we really see some follow through after this break out of this small bull flag here, and we move above $1,376, I think this won't be too critical resistance, and we actually will see a break out of it most likely and really soon to $1,400, and afterwards then again to new all-time highs, moving possibly into the $1,500 range. And yeah, I think afterwards, as I said, we will experience something similar like we have back here in the range between like $500 and $650 to $675, where we move above resistance, then consolidate on it, and again move higher. So this is the reason why I want to hold this Ethereum trade for the next few days, weeks, and possibly even months, depending, of course, how strong Bitcoin proves itself. Okay, so Ethereum, my target is around, at least short term, 1,500, but afterwards I really think Ethereum has it has no resistance once it breaks out of this channel, because it will be then above all-time highs, and then we are at least free to go until like 1,750 to $2,000. I think we will possibly again experience some short-term resistance, but it will be pretty bullish, in my opinion. Yes, leave a like down below. If you enjoyed my analysis, make sure you subscribe to my channel in order to see future videos. I will keep you posted, definitely. Also, make sure you follow me here at EnlightenedTrading. Oh, right, not anymore EnlightenedTrading. I changed my name. This is now Mooning Lambo. Make sure you follow my meme page. I will have a new logo for Mooning Lambo in the near future, so stay tuned for that. I will have a new logo. Very important, actually, very important. Right, let's move back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin Euro, as I said, very interesting that we did not break lower on, when was it, on the 22nd of January. We did not break below the low of the 11th of January. Very interesting. Weekly chart, this is a green candle or a white candle once again right here. Oh, this is not the smartest idea. So we have again a green candle right here. I like it very much. Looks bullish. I mean, I won't call yet for the consolidation and the correction being over, but it kind of looks like Bitcoin has found its low, especially, as I said, if we break out of this wedge and above. Let's go back to the USD chart and back above 35,000. We will most likely find a new all-time high rather soon, and probably sooner than later. So Bitcoin about to find resistance, probably. Let's keep an eye out for it. Also, Bitcoin was in this descending channel, of course, very similar to what happened on Ethereum. Let me just delete these lines. So Ethereum had its descending channel where it formed lower highs and higher lows, and of course on Bitcoin something very similar happened where you formed lower highs and higher lows, and I thought this was already a very nice area to bounce off of, yet it did not break below 28,000. I still was looking a bit lower, but as I said, we had support and we formed something like a very weird structure which played out as a rising wedge, and I thought this rising wedge was actually too bullish in order to break lower, and this is what happened afterwards. We broke out of it to the upside and are still rallying currently, actually above short-term resistance. So if we close in this vicinity or not significantly break lower, then if we actually hold above 32,900, this will be a trend change on the hourly chart, and we can then also look for a trend change on the 4-hour chart, because this will then be a higher high than what we had right here. You can see we are actually currently breaking higher, so pretty bullish sign for Bitcoin in general. Okay. How long have we been going? Okay, like 25 minutes. Okay, I think I will end it rather soon. Still have a gaming appointment with one of my bros. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the live stream, make sure you like down below and you subscribe to the channel, of course. I'll leave a comment and subscribe. Please subscribe. I know I'm saying a lot, but I would love to reach a 100 subscribers. Maybe even before February. I know it's ambitious, but we could possibly do it. But definitely, let's reach 100 in the beginning of February. I really think we can do it. Follow my Instagram page, Mooning Lambo. I will have a nice logo, just one of the best in the next few days coming up. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys and girls and people back next time. Bye.